Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are playing a deck that revolves around Jin Gitaxias and Tezzeret. It's an artifacts control deck within the Azorius colors. It's a standard best of one list with average converted mana cost 3.4, 31 non-creatures, 5 creatures, and 24 lands. The idea is to play Tezzeret and Jin Gitaxias here, since they're the villains of the new set basically, and to just make a deck that revolves around them and that is very fun to play at the same time. Very straightforward deck, and let's get right into it. We have 2 portable holes, 4 Moonsnare prototype, 1 Spell Pierce as a 1 mana counter spell, pretty good in the early game only. 2 Fateful Absence, 2 Test of Talents, 4 Disruption Protocol, and 4 Reckoner Bankbuster. We also have 2 Behold the Multiverse, 2 Memory Deluge, 2 Tezzeret, 3 Doom Scars, 3 Farewells, 2 Jin Gitaxias, and 3 Mirror Shell Crab. Which is a very underrated card. Now let's break down all the synergies here. So you see we have a lot of artifacts, right? We have Portable Hole, the prototype here, we have the Reckoner Bankbuster. These are all really important within the deck because of Tezzeret, right? Tezzeret requires artifacts to be in play, or for you to have artifacts in the deck in order to run this card, right? So Tezzeret is pretty good with the Reckoner Bankbuster because you basically get a free draw without paying 2 mana. Also, it's the Moonsnare's prototype here is a ramp spell, and all of our artifacts are pretty good with the Disruption Protocol, right? It's a 2 mana counter target spell. That's it, you know, like your opponent can't pay anything to avoid it. They can't do anything about that. So and also counter spells right now I think are pretty good because of all the Orzhov decks, right? They get to counter anything pretty much. Yeah, you can play Jwari, but Jwari can easily get played around, and also like they make a lot of treasures, so Jwari isn't really all that good. And that's what makes Spell Pierce also not that good, because they have to pay 2 to avoid getting countered, right? But and if they have a lot of treasures, they have a lot of mana, they can do that. So a pretty bad card in the late game, mid to late game. This is why we only run 1 of them. Portable Hole is good against all the aggro decks. It's good against Thalia, it's good against the Pack Leader, it's good against all of those. It just gives you a slight survival tactic, right? So until you're able to cast your board wipes, basically you take their very important creature and you just wait on the board wipe, and then that's how you survive against aggro decks, right? It also can tap for the Moonsnare prototype, which allows you to make more mana. And obviously this card does a lot more than that. You can discard it for 5 mana, which is pretty expensive, but you know, it can tempo pretty well, right? What else? Yeah, the Memory Deluge and the Behold the Multiverse are here for a very specific reason. I don't, you know, I ran for Memory Deluge, but it's a little too much because it's a very expensive card. Yes, it has a lot more value than the Behold, but it's a very expensive card. So having Behold the Multiverse here and having the ability to cast it for cheaper is very good. And the reason why we have draw spells is because counter spells just do one thing, which is to counter a spell. After that, you don't get an extended value from it. There is nothing that comes around the card. There is nothing more that comes with the card. So you get to run out of value pretty quickly and run out of cards from your hand. So you need to refuel your hand as much as possible. Also, we have 3 Farewell, mainly because of all the Orzhov decks and Blood on the Snow decks and so on, right? The card can do it all basically. It can't deal with a Planeswalker, which is why we have 2 Fateful Absences, but it can easily remove their graveyards, remove all graveyards, and we're not really a graveyard deck, so we don't care. All we care about is Memory Deluge, but removing a Memory Deluge from our graveyard, it's not, you know, it's whatever, right? The upside is really high when you remove your opponent's graveyard and now their Blood on the Snow means nothing basically. And it also exiles all enchantments, you know, their Wedding Announcement, their Restoration, all of that, right? It's pretty good. Also, we have 2 Test of Talents, mainly for Vanishing Verse, their draw spells, their Rite of Oblivion. Obviously, it's pretty good. Also against Blood on the Snow, it's good. It's good against a lot of decks that rely on one instant or sorcery a lot. And yeah, we finish it off with Jin Cataxius. It's obviously very good. It belongs in a deck that has artifacts because it can obviously copy your artifacts. So it can copy your Bankbuster, it can copy your Moonsnare prototype, and also it can copy your Portable Hole. So all of a sudden you cast a 1 mana Portable Hole, but you get 2 Portable Holes, which can, get 2 targets. Also, Portable Hole is pretty good because you get to exile a lot of tokens, right, with it. And if they deal with the Portable Hole, they don't get the tokens back because, well, they're gone. So it's pretty well. And we also have 3 Mirror Shell Crab, a very underrated card. Yes, it's a very expensive card, but we never cast it as a creature. We just rely on the channel effect, right? Discard Mirror Shell Crab, counter target spell or ability, unless its controller pays 3. So if they minus a Planeswalker, for example, you can discard Mirror Shell Crab and counter that. If they minus a Loath, they don't get the Spiders, for example. If they minus a Sorin, they don't get the Vampire. You can do a lot with this card. And this is pretty much our 3-drop right here, right? Since you can see here, we don't have any 3-drops. This is our 3-drop, our 3 mana spell. We never cast it for the crab itself, unless it's very late in the game and you need a creature that has ward or a big creature for that, and you pretty much you both of you and your opponent have lost a lot of value and you just want to go for the win. You can easily do that with this card. Also, you might be a little worried that you don't have any creatures to crew for the Bankbuster. Well, you can, as soon as you play Jin Cataxius, you can crew the Bankbuster. Also, within this deck, you get to draw a lot from the Bankbuster, right? You're always drawing. So eventually you're going to remove all the counters off of the Bankbuster, and once that happens, it makes a pilot, which can accrue itself. And this is why this card is a very, very good card, especially in the set. And I've said this over and over, this is a meta card and it's being slept on because of the fact that it can do it all, right? It can accrue itself, it can draw you cards, and it's very cheap. It's a very cheap, very, very tactical spell that's extremely hard to deal with, especially for decks right now. Yeah, they do run 4, sometimes they do run 4 Rite of Oblivion, but that's why you have a lot of counter spells at the same time. Also, the minus on the Tezzeret is pretty insane, the ultimate, because you get to tap a lot of your artifacts, right? The ultimate says you get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control becomes tapped, you draw a card. So whenever you tap your Bankbuster to draw a card, you draw 2. Whenever you tap, for example, Moonsnare prototype to get some mana, you draw 2, or you draw a card. And whenever you tap to counter something, you draw a card. So it's pretty very, very synergistic deck. It synergizes very, very well. And within the mana base here, we have 2 Hall of the Storm Giants, 3 plains, 3 islands. We also have the Seat of the Empire, the legendary land. Very, very very useful, very, very useful card. These legendary lands are insane, and you need no more than 2 in any deck, because 2, it makes you able to play a land, and whenever you draw one, you just have it as a spell in hand, right? Because it's legendary. You also have 1 Gates of Spell, mainly for like that little extra draw and life gain. 2 Field of Ruin for the Hive, obviously, and all the manlands, and 1 Roadside Reliquary. It draws you for 2 mana, you sacrifice it, and you draw a card if you control an artifact, and you draw a card if you control an enchantment. We obviously don't have an enchantment, that's why we only have 1 of them. Mainly for our artifacts, right? It can be a little helpful sometimes, because you get to draw a lot with the deck, and that's the point, right? You're always drawing with the deck, whether you're drawing with the Bankbuster, whether you're drawing with this, whether you're drawing with your draw spells, whether you're drawing with Tezzeret. You're never really running out of answers. Even if you get a turn where you have like no answers, don't worry, like you're going to find something. And the ratios are pretty well. The artifact ratios to the payoff cards, it's pretty well. I've never seen a problem. Sometimes you face a problem where it's a lot of counter spells, but you got so much digging and so many draw potential that you're almost always going to find a board wipe if you're playing against control, right? And also, I mean, if you're playing against aggro. And also, like, if you find it that it's a lot of cards in hand, a lot of counter spells in hand, and that you don't need counter spells, you can always discard them with the ability of Tezzeret, you know, the plus. So it's a pretty nice deck, pretty synergistic, and it's very fun to play Jin Cataxius and Tezzeret at the same time. I would have loved to play that one artifact. What's it called? The key or something like that. You know, that revolves around that the story revolves around it. The reality something, I think it's called. But you know, we don't have a lot of creatures in the deck, and that card kind of requires you to have creatures. Yes, it's a blue card, but it's not really a control card the way I see it. So pretty fun. I hope you enjoyed the gameplays. If you do, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to get a little more involved, make sure you become a patron of the channel. I would be really grateful, and it would help me out a lot. And with that being said, I'll enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you later with another video. Okay, bye. All right. Yeah, this is a really good hand. You know, the regular black is everywhere, right? But that's probably Orzhov, since it's not snow. Yeah, so they want to sacrifice. Yeah, since they're going to sacrifice anyway, I think we just run out the Bank Buster and just get it going. We also have nothing for a wedding announcement. Nothing for a wedding announcement. Man, all the counter spells in the deck, and we still have nothing for a wedding announcement, bro. It's kind of insane. To be honest, it's really crazy. We just pass. Try to draw with the Bank Buster. Yeah, we're drawing too. No counter spells. This is such a problem. It's really frustrating, right? That's okay. Do you take the draw off of it? No. We need to play Memory Deluge. Reduced to memory? That's okay. So what I'm looking for here is a farewell. Counter spells. We have one land. They're at 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have... Well, we can have an artifact, right? Actually, let me get both of these. We have to foretell this as well. Get it ready because, you know, we're taking a lot of damage. and we only have Spell Pierce open, so they have 4 mana. We can counter a Spell Pierce, but not anymore. I mean, we can counter a Rite of Oblivion, I meant. Pretty bad, pretty bad. Nope.
For the sake of all Innistrad, my will must be obeyed.
Trying to draw.
Blood for knowledge, a fair trade.
Oh my god. Man, I really wanted a land, bro. I should have taken the land. I always make that make that misplay. You always have to take the land off of the Memory Deluge. Just however many lands you find, just take them. It's good that they're not making a vampire. That's pretty good for us.
You wish to know my secrets? Very well.
That's also pretty good for us. Buys us so much time. So much time. Because next turn we can kill the Sorin and then hold up a counterspell as well. So that's pretty good. No lands. Such an issue, bro.
Without me, we're all doomed.
Pretty unlucky that we drew all the 4 copies of the Bankbuster, but it's okay. It pays off in the way later game. Yeah, they want to draw. We have protocol, so no matter what, we were countering something, right? Well, it depends, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if they cast another Loath, I'm going to use the Mirror Shell Crab. I think that was a very good play, and very terrible from our opponent because, what are you drawing with the Sorin for? Are you trying to hurt us that way? Yeah, they're trying to play the long game, which is way better for us. Way better for us. They obviously have 7 cards in hand, but we have a lot of cards as well, right? Just play the Hall. Yeah, they're gonna target the Hall, but I want that because I do want an untapped land. We have 4 white, 5 blue. Yeah, this is fine. Get another blue source. That's okay. I do want an untapped land. This is really good for us. We have to get rid of these, especially since we don't have a farewell in hand. Pretty good for us though. They get a lot of value off of this card, so it's always nice when you're able to counter one. And I chose to counter it with the protocol because now if they play a planeswalker, we can easily counter it with the crab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if they play like a Loath, even a Sorin, This is fine. Yeah, this is pretty fine. We make a creature that can start attacking them, right? Creature is pretty good against their Vanishing Verse as well. They're just trying to bait our counter spells here so they can cast their bigger payoffs. No lands. Well, we have one in hand, but we have a lot of spells. We're going to combat. So what I do here is just play another Reckoner. And pass. It's pretty good for us. Meat hook. Yeah, that's okay. They gain life, but that's fine. This should be pretty easy for us, honestly. Should be pretty easy. I mean, pretty straightforward here. Every time they pass, we get a draw with the Bank Buster. So they know that's truly bad for them. They do want to remove this. They sacrifice that. Let's actually get rid of that. Let's draw with the Bank Buster. Jink Ataxius. Dies to a Vanishing Verse, right? I think I'm gonna cast the Tezzeret. Do I? Yeah, let's try to draw a counter spell here.
I am more than human.
We didn't, but a hole is not that bad. Just get rid of the hole. Okay. Of course.
You still know nothing of my dreams.
Lantern of the Lost. You don't see that every day. Is that good? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it anyway. You take out the Memory Deluge. They take out the Hall. See, this is where they run out of value, right? This is exactly when they run out of value. Yeah, that's okay. I don't even use my graveyard that much. I think we go for Jinkataxius now. I mean, we just have to, right? Let's just try to close out the game when they're so low on value. They removed their own graveyard, which is something that I want to do, actually. And their poor wedding announcement has nothing. Yeah, let's just slam it here. Their only hope of dealing with that is probably just is like 2 removal spells in hand. That's the only way they can remove it. Okay. That's pretty good. If they have a Meat Hook Massacre, they can remove it as well. Which they probably do, right? Now I'm honestly fine with that. Oh, Path of Peril gets countered. So another removal spell. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. We still have another one in the deck, so that's fine. We also have the Bank Busters, so Eye Twitch. Eye Twitch gets them... Eye Twitch gets them Mascot Exhibition, right? We have just so many board wipes, right? So even if they get the Mascot Exhibition, it has to be fine for us. Great Hall of Starnheim. Pretty weird pile from our opponent here. I actually kind of want to save this, to be honest. I don't need the prototype anymore. So 1, 2, 1, 2, then we can't foretell. That's fine. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, we can't foretell, which is fine, right? We're going to start drawing from these, so that's pretty good. We also get to make a pilot this way. Man, these Bank Busters are so busted. A lot of lands, but that's fine. Let's just crew here. We're going to draw a lot of cards from the Roadside Reliquary and the Bank Buster as well. That's okay. Yep, that's fine. Take the draw. Sure. Okay. So even if they use this, we still get a creature that can crew the Bank Buster, which is pretty good for us. Are they going to use it on the pilot? Give us a 3/3? We can even get a pilot, a pilot next turn if they don't remove this Bank Buster here. How many did they remove? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's draw with this. Let's save it. Edgar is okay. We can probably kill him this turn, right? Yeah. Let's use this on the Edgar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, crew here, attack with the Hall, and just win. I think this was pretty easy. I think their most decisive play was to just make vampires with the Sorin. That puts a lot of pressure on us. But since they didn't put enough pressure on us, we just went for the win. They don't have enough mana to do anything about the Hall, so that's game. Yeah, they misplayed. Alright, so how do we feel about this one? Two land hand. Yikes. I mean, the thing just wants us to lose, right? That should be fine. Let's play this tapped. Thankfully, we have a Field of Ruin for the Hive. But since we're not playing against aggro, it's pretty okay, I guess. Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce. That's a thing. What's the turn 3 play that they have? Non-creature. They're not playing Orzhov, so no wedding announcement. So I think we're fine playing the Bank Buster here. Just try to get as much value off of the Bank Buster as possible. Trespasser. So they are being a little aggressive. Yeah. There's nothing we can do. I think we're going to lose this one, that's for sure. Let's just Spell Pierce this one. Draw. We need to discard if we were to target that, right? Okay. Yeah, they're forcing us to do something here. We're not gonna let that happen. That's okay. Nice, what a top deck. What a top deck. That's exactly what we needed, actually. Okay, they got an environmental sciences. That buys us just so much time, right? That makes us able to hold up our counter spells. Okay. Well, we have a pretty good follow-up for that. Do I want to get rid of all my counter spells? We're at 5 mana. Do I mind? No. Has to be the counter spells because Memory Deluge is a pretty good follow-up for that. Moon Snare Prototype. Yeah, let's play that. And pass. Yeah, I'll take that for sure. Yeah, this is how we equalize. We just needed a board wipe. That's all that our hand was missing. Was just a board wipe. Now we can even crew, but they have removal for the pilot. We also have protection for the Bank Buster here. Nice. That's why you run for Doom Scars. Um, no, let's say no to that. 2 blood on the snows. That would have been a fine target, but you are already dead. Okay. They run 2 Infernal Grasps, 2 blood on the snow. What can they get back? Junji. We have to counter that, unfortunately. Nope. Auto pay. Tap that. Because when that dies, they can discard our hand, right? We just cast Memory Deluge, honestly. Try to find an answer here. Or we could have farewelled. But we can do that the following turn. Yeah, that's okay. Destroy all creatures. That's fine. Yeah, farewell exiles. Oh! I wanted to cast the Memory Deluge. Okay. Alright, so exile all creatures, exile all graveyards. No. No. We exile our Memory Deluge. I had to cast the Memory Deluge last turn. Fine, whatever. You know, I misplayed and that's on me. Exile all graveyards, all creatures. Yep. Fine. It's whatever, honestly. Man, I had to cast the Memory Deluge. That's what happens when you spam the button, you know, the mouse button. That's okay. I don't think we can lose anymore. Bankbuster pass. Sounds good to me. We can also draw from the gates and gain some life. Okay. Let's take the draw. Gain some life, draw some cards. A lot of lands. But we drew the protocol, which is pretty nice. Why can't we... Pretty weird, right? That's okay. Why can't we draw with the Bankbuster? Oh, I guess it's just not highlighted? It's pretty weird. I'm pretty sure there's nothing that doesn't allow us to draw, right? What do we need? More blue, right? Yeah. Play the Jinkataxius here. It's so good against this deck because we removed their Infernal Grasp, right? And we can also protect it, which has to be pretty good. But what we do here is just crew the Jinkataxius. Attack. Yep. Yep. Gets countered. It's so good. It is so good. Especially when you have a counter spell to hold it up as well. It's insane. I don't know how they can get out of this, honestly. They need to cast a spell. Yeah, they can't. That's so good. No blue source. This is really risky. I'm not gonna risk that. This is whatever. We just need an artifact to unlock this hand, but sure. Um, hmm. They're far from the Spellbinder for now. They're one turn away, so let's just play the Bankbuster and pass. Next turn we can foretell the Doomscar. Kabira takedown. Okay. Yeah, we can't counter anything. We need 2 blue, which we will have next turn, but I kind of want to draw 1 more land so that we cast Doomscar and hold up Disruption Protocol at the same time. Crawling Barrens. Not gonna cast the Doomscar just yet. Yeah, just have them attack. They're obviously not going to do anything. Okay, let's just try to find 1 more land. Hopefully, tapped land. That's pretty bad. Okay. A lot of crawling barons. But they have lands, they have plays. Adeline. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, we need to draw. What are these draws? That's insane. Okay.
Many consider my tactics this is what real progress looks
Alright, hopefully that stops them a little bit. Bodal Cathar, oh, of course. We don't have another blue. That kind of sucks. Nope. Let's draw, yeah. Pretty unfortunate. A lot of counter spells in hand. Yeah, all on the Tezzeret. Tezzeret dies. Just fine.
a minor setback, nothing more.
Okay, so we've got a blocker. We probably also have Jinkataxius here. We need to kill the Adeline. Bro, Bodal Cathar. Come on. Okay. Man, what a top deck, right? What a top deck. So they have 100, over 100 cards. Yikes. Yeah, we can easily attack here. Yeah, that gets countered. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Yep. Sorry. I guess. Hmm. That's fine. Let's take the draw. So many counter spells, right? That's okay. We can obviously kill that. But I do want to kill a flyer though. They're running so many cards, which is pretty terrible for our opponent, because they can't. Surprisingly, with all these cards, they found 2 Brutal Cathars. That just tells you how much untap, decline. That just opens the way for us. I think we got a 7 plus 5. Yeah, that's exactly 12, I think. GG.